Welcome back, family. You're listening to Commitments Radio on WDRB Media. We're talking to our special guest, Orangeburg County Chamber of Commerce President James McQuilla, who recently announced he is running for mayor of the city in the September 9th elections. His platform is a new Orangeburg. I think is that what it is? A new
That is
Orangeburg.
correct. Yes.
Okay, all right. And so he's talked to us about what that means and what that is. But I think what I really want to know, and I think what people really need to hear right now, they've heard about some of the things you're going to do, but let's talk long term. Let's talk about your vision for who Orangeburg can be and your goals. What is your long term vision for Orangeburg?
So the long-term vision in a nutshell is that we are a unified community.
Hmm.
Because as I mentioned before, I believe in the statement, and it's my motto, success is simple
Hmm.
when we work together.
Hmm.
So if we're unified, there's no obstacle that we
Hmm.
can't work together and eliminate. There's
Okay.
no issue that we can't solve. It's always a we. If as long as we are we,
Hmm.
then this community will grow, will prosper, and will be sustainable. But if it's an us or and a them,
Hmm.
and we're fractured,
Hmm.
we're never going to be able to experience what should be um, the best part of who we can be.
James, and unfortunately, I don't live in Orangeburg. So, just out of curiosity, do you find that there is a fracturing that is in place, a fractured community in Orangeburg?
Well, yes, and the history of Orangeburg kind of shows that.
Hmm.
A lot of people know about the Orangeburg massacre. This occurred in the '60s, where three students from South Carolina State University, were
Hmm.
actually killed while
Hmm.
having a peaceful protest
Hmm.
during the '60s. And there's been there's been an undercurrent
Hmm.
of racial divide
Hmm.
from that time and even up until now.
Hmm.
um, that has simmered. But to be honest, in speaking with both folks from the Black community
Hmm.
and the white community,
Hmm.
they want
Hmm.
a unified Orangeburg. Before I even came to Orangeburg, they were working on this idea of what they call one Orangeburg.
Okay.
Okay, so while that hasn't actually been developed into a cohesive entity,
Hmm.
it is still something that everyone wants.
Yeah.
And my background has always been one of unifying people because that's just where I'm from.
That is no doubt, and I know from 40 years knowing you that you are absolutely someone that unifies. You're someone that brings people together, that reaches across aisles, reaches across demographics, and gets people talking. And I can just tell everyone. I mean, even from events that happened at the Citadel back in 1987, as long ago as that was, that drove wedges there and fractured a lot of relationships. I can tell you that it was James McQuilla that worked down through the years until a number of the people that were divided finally came together, and one of those people was me. And brought me together face to face with people that back during that time had done some things, not just to me but to our community. And I give James the full credit for that. He has a way of talking where he doesn't allow your ethnicity or your race to dictate how he deals with you. So I applaud you for that. James, what does success look like at the end of your first term?
Success to me looks like um, real growth on Main Street. It's Russell Street, right?
Hmm.
People can see that we're starting to revitalize downtown.
Hmm.
They start talking about Orangeburg in a positive manner on
Hmm.
a consistent basis.
Okay.
Okay, and then their quality of life starts to improve. Now,
Hmm.
I know that those three things are a heavy lift,
Hmm.
but it's not going to be done by me. As I said before, I'm going to share these things. It's going to get done by us because success is simple
Hmm.
when we work together.
Right. 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 I love that. I love that. So as you talk about the growth of Main Street, which is Russell Street, and some of these other things, one of the other things you've got to really keep your eye on, though, is preserving the character of your community, because there's things about Orangeburg that makes it unique and makes it different. How do you balance growing and economic development and everything, preserving the character of the community?
Well, again, they're not, this is not my ideas. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here to lead, to make things happen. I'm here to listen,
Mm-hmm.
bring everyone in, and we work together.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of working together is not, um, I have these ideas, I think they're best for the community, and we're going to do those, and everyone's going to like them just
Mm-hmm.
because I do.
Mm-hmm.
No, that would make as much sense as someone who's a vegan going to a restaurant and they bring them their best steak because everyone else loves steak.
Right.
They didn't ask,
Right.
right? It may be an award-winning steak, but
Mm.
that's not what I want to eat if I were a vegan.
Right. Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to listen and we're going to implement.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not, we might make mistakes. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let people know that not everything will work,
Yeah.
but we're going to take action because that hasn't been the case.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that a lot. And so, James, one of the things that's going to happen is people are going to hear a lot from a lot of people. A lot of people that are running for mayor, a lot of people that, have an idea about whatever. What is it that you really want people to lock into about who is James McQuilla, that you want them to remember on September the 9th?
I want them to realize that I'm a regular person. I'm an authentic person.
Yeah.
I grew up very similar to a lot of people here.
Hmm.
Raised by a single mom who had two other kids. Right,
Hmm.
so she raised three of us.
Hmm.
Um, that I am a Christian.
Hmm.
Um, that I believe in people,
Hmm.
but I am not somebody uh, that is going to be fooled
Hmm.
by individuals.
Hmm.
That I want them to know that they can trust
Hmm.
what I say
Hmm.
and that they can trust that I'm going to be honest with
Hmm.
them.
Yeah, yeah. And I can tell you again, having known this man for years, he does what he says, and he means what he says, and when he says it, he does it. And so I butchered the saying, but you all understand what I mean. He is a man of his word. Bottom line. Hey, listen, we're gonna take our final break, and we're gonna come out of our break and continue talking to James McQuilla, who is running for mayor of Orangeburg on September the 9th. So stick with this. We'll be right back.